No luck, just strategy and stress. Welcome to the battlefield. This is Kormega chess.
Boy Kormega, and I have another bullet game I'd like to share with you. I literally just played this 2 minutes. I finished playing this game 2 minutes ago. Still have the adrenaline pumping in my chest. It was a very exciting game, and it was against an opponent called goldenstatewarrior, who's a candidate master on Lichess or Lichess, however you'd like to pronounce it. I really like this game because prior to us playing this game today, I had lost twice to him previously, and I'm very petty. I like to get get back, and this was a great opportunity for me to do so, and I'm happy that I did, both on the board and on the clock. I'll proceed to show you how the game went. Started off with e4. I continued with e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then d4. Pawn times pawn, knight times pawn, and then knight f6. Attacking the e4 pawn in the center. He takes my knight, and I take back with the c pawn because I don't want to open up the attack on my queen, because once we exchange, I won't be able to castle anymore. So I ignored that, and I took with the c pawn. He plays his knight to c3. I pin the knight. So basically, my intention with this opening is to get out my pieces quickly, clear the road for my king to castle, and then think of an attack. So he plays bishop d3. I take the knight, looking to double up his pawns, and then I castle. He pushes e5. I pin the rook, the pawn to his king with my rook. He defends with f4. I play d6, twice attacking the pawn. So this is the central theme now. This is where the struggle is at this point in the game. The struggle is this pawn in the center. He defends with his queen, which I don't think is a very great move, but pawn times pawn, pawn times pawn. And then I play knight g4 rather. Now, after analysis, I was told that the better move would have been bishop g4. I'll have to analyze that after the fact. But let's play through the game as it went. Knight g4. He plays bishop f4. I play f6. And then he brings his queen to e4, threatening mate. He's lined up his pieces for a mate. So I defend by pushing f5. He comes for a check. I block with my queen. Very clumsy sort of move. But, this is bullet chess, and this is how it goes sometimes. He castles 0-0-0. I bring my other bishop, increasing the pressure on c4. He takes and then pushes the pawn. I'm already eyeing this square for my knight, but he doesn't give me the opportunity. I move my bishop away. He pushes h3, attacking my knight, allowing me to fork both rooks. He defends. I take one rook, and the game continues. So this was a bit ambitious, moving my rook out that early. I took h3, pawn times f5. I took the bishop on e3. He takes my bishop. I take back. At this point, I think I have a pawn superiority, very slight, but it's still there. He pushes c5. I take the bishop. At this point, I'm thinking I have more pawns. I can probably win the endgame against him, even if we have a rook each. Takes, I take, he defends. Then I attack d4. He defends with his rook, and then I bring my king into play. This is what you want to do. You get your king into the center, into the melee, onto the battlefield rather, as quickly as you can in an endgame. I bring my king into to d5. He attacks my pawn on h7. I take d4 with a check. He moves, I check, and then I push h6. At this point, I know that any checks can be blocked with my rook. If my rook was still here, that would have been a bad move to make. Anyways, he checks, I block, and then we continue this dance. At this point, I feel comfortable. I feel like, yeah, but I almost blunder the win in this, because at this point, we both have, I think, about 3 seconds each. And we're playing this bullet madness. And I managed to keep my wits about me, and just keep pushing. And I could have lost that pawn there. But eventually, the game settled at this point, where I have three pawns and a rook, while he just has his rook, and he run out of time. But look at the time there, sub seconds, like a third of a second, approximately a third of a second left, and I won by the skin of my teeth. You know, one thing I've noticed about these really higher rated players is that even if they're losing on the board, the time factor is still something you should consider, and you need to play quickly and correctly the rest of the game, because it's very possible for me to have blundered. So I'm very proud of this win. I kept my wits about me. I beat him on the board and on the clock, and I look forward to playing him again. I hope he remembers who I am. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, leave a comment, subscribe, throw me some suggestions in the comments. You know, let's do some things together. And I'm going to say this: keep playing chess. I'll see you on the next turn.
Kormega on the board, mind sharp like a sword. Every move divine, that's a checkmate chord. No bluff, no luck, just strategy and stress. Welcome to the battlefield, this is Kormega chess.